Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. It's strange. Humiliation doesn't always arrive with shouting. Sometimes it hides inside laughter. Soft, sharp laughter that cuts through your pride without ever raising its voice. That night, I was sitting at a dinner table surrounded by friends and coworkers. The air buzzed with polite conversation, the clinking of glasses, and the occasional burst of laughter. My wife, Clara, sat beside me, radiant beneath the warm light, composed, flawless, untouchable. We'd been married for 6 years. 6 years of me doing everything possible to keep her happy. Late-night drives when she couldn't sleep, surprise trips on her birthdays, standing by her through every storm. I used to believe love was something you proved, not something you just said. But that night I learned how wrong I was. It began as a harmless question. Someone asked how we managed to keep the spark alive after all those years. Clara smiled, lifted her wine glass and said lightly, "Oh, intimacy with my husband? That's more of a charity act these days." The table erupted in laughter. I didn't. Her words hit harder than any slap could. Charity, that's what I'd become to her. A duty. Favor. A man to pity. I forced a smile, pretending it didn't matter. Pretending I hadn't just felt the ground vanish beneath me. But inside something shifted. It wasn't anger. Not yet. It was the quiet, painful moment of truth finally showing itself. When everyone left and the laughter faded, I knew something had cracked beyond repair. I didn't confront her. What was there to say? Words mean nothing when they come from someone who's already humiliated you. I just sat on the couch, watching her laugh at something on her phone as if nothing had happened. I wanted to ask if she even understood what she'd done, how she'd stripped me bare in front of people I called friends. But instead I stayed silent. And silence became our new language. The days passed, and the distance between us grew louder. She stopped noticing me altogether. No more asking about my day. No more soft glances or gentle touches. She simply stopped caring. Still I made her breakfast. Still I washed her car. Still I acted like everything was fine. Maybe I was waiting for her to remember who we used to be. But hope is cruel that way. One morning as she left for work, I caught her reflection in the hallway mirror. She looked tired, disconnected, and yet there was something else in her eyes. Not guilt. Relief. The kind of relief you feel when you finally stop pretending. That's when I decided to stop pretending too. While she was gone, I opened my laptop and logged into the email account she thought I didn't know existed, the old one from before our marriage. The truth was waiting for me there. Dozens of messages she thought were buried. Photos, words, a name I'd never heard before. Suddenly everything made sense. The distance. The disdain. The charity. She wasn't just bored of me. She was ashamed of herself for staying with me. His name was Nathan. A coworker. Younger. Confident. The type who lived on compliments and promises. Their messages painted the picture I didn't want to see. Secret lunches, late-night calls, affectionate words she hadn't used for me in years. She'd already built a world without me long before that dinner table humiliation. I just hadn't noticed. For hours I stared at those messages. The ache in my chest slowly changed into something else. Not rage, not sorrow, but clarity. For the first time I didn't feel small. I felt free. That evening I waited for her to come home. She walked in, laughing into her phone. The same laugh she once reserved for me. I let her finish, then said quietly, "Clara, I know about Nathan." The color drained from her face. The laughter died. She stumbled for words, searching for excuses. But I didn't need any. I wasn't there to argue or shout or beg. I simply handed her a stack of printed emails, her own words, and said, "You called being with me an act of charity. So let me return the favor. I'm giving you your freedom. Out of charity." She froze, tears pooling in her eyes, her mouth opening to speak. But I was already walking away. Weeks later, I heard she'd moved in with Nathan. Maybe she thought she'd found what she was missing. Maybe one day she'll realize she threw away something that wasn't dull. It was peace, loyalty, and love that never wavered. As for me, I didn't chase revenge. I found silence. And in that silence I found myself again.